welcome back to our channel. WaY out here. So behind me is not just the duckyard, but these hollyhocks. They are going to be the source of today's video. So I actually have a neighbor. We'll use that term loosely because we're pretty spread out here, but there's somebody that lives fairly close that helps take the kids to and from school that would like some of these hollyhocks. And fortunately, there's little baby plants popping up all over the ground, and I am going to dig some of these out and take these over to him today. So in addition to our ducks and stuff, another love of mine is plants, indoor and outdoor. And this hasn't always been the case. I used to kill everything, all plants. People would give them to me and I would kill them. But one day my mom gave me an aloe plant and I kept it alive, and now I buy all the trees and we have all the plants. And so I know how to take these out of the ground and transplant them and grow them. So I'm going to do that and share them with our neighbor, because I think more importantly than having something that you enjoy like that is being able to share it with others. And the fact that he liked these and he wants some of these in his yard was all the more reason for me to just get right on it, dig them up, and share them with him. So I'm going to show you guys how we do that, because we've done this before. Okay, so these are the hollyhocks we had last year, and they're actually already spreading out too. So we can actually dig up some of these as well. But these we dug up last year as little plants, you know, like this size, and placed them along the fence. And they are all growing in and already flowering this year. So that's our goal today. Dig up some hollyhocks and share them with our friends. All right, so behind my dog and by him, right there, there's a little hollyhock, so we can dig that one out. And then there's these little plants back here that aren't big enough to have flowers yet. And if I don't dig these out, my husband's just gonna mow them over anyway. There's another one right there. These are the ones we're gonna focus on giving to our neighbor and seeing if he can, like this one here, seeing if he can get them to grow. They get pretty big, and he actually wants them along the fence by the dirt road because he wants to block dirt from traffic on the dirt road. So I'm gonna dig these up, and I might have a couple actually that are a pretty decent size. So I'm gonna dig up this one here too, and there's some over here. I mean, we have several, so I can dig him quite a few and still have plenty left, and it won't even put a dent in these guys. So here's one too. These are actually kind of cool on this side, because this is either going to be a bold red like this one, or it could be peach like this one. So these are kind of cool. And then there's another one here. So these are everywhere. I'm going to try to get 10 plants for him and dig these up and show you guys how I do it and how we move them. All right, so these are the first two plants I wanted to dig out of the ground for our neighbor, just because they're by the plants that are really cool in color. The peach one, and then I love these red ones. Red's my favorite, so sorry about the dog. Chloe, get out of the way. But basically, and I'll get an up close of this, but so far we're just go from far away. I use these trowels, these long sharp ones. Here's the other one. And I kind of just dig a little bit around it, and this is in grass too, so I don't want to give him too much grass, but it's inevitable. He's probably going to get some. And it looks like this one, I'll show you once I dig it out, was actually cut a little bit by the lawnmower. But they live. These things are really resilient, and obviously they're really beautiful. So they're loved by our honeybees, and they're loved by hummingbirds. So they bring a lot of really pretty, nice wildlife to your yard. So yeah, you can see it just going around, dig, 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 until you can get underneath it and break the grass away. All right, and this is what we've got here. No, okay. All right, so that's what that looks like. I didn't give him a lot of dirt, but, and again, even here you can see where it was chopped off by the lawnmower, but this thing's still thriving. So I will actually see if I can put a little dirt on those roots just to protect them. But these should live today. I should put on my other glove, but I'm probably not going to. And I'm going to cut out this one now, and then continue and give him more and show a close-up of how I do this. Because we have done this so many times now that it's kind of second nature. Okay. This one's a lot smaller. The roots aren't quite as deep. Alright. So that one, we got a whole chunk out with it, but it's okay. Try not to give him grass. Alright, so there's another one. And again, this one looks like it was cut here too by the lawnmower. But these things don't care. These things are hardy. And again, they're hardy, beautiful. They bring pollinators to your yard. So I'm just going to continue digging these up. We'll do a close-up of the next one and get these all ready to take to the neighbor. And I'm just putting them in a plastic bag here. And I had potting soil in the house that I might put in here just to keep them nice for the next couple hours. I'm going to have the kids just take them over to him after they get off school. So that's 2. Okay, so this is the hollyhock here that I'm going to show close up right here. See this one? We're going to cut this one out. There's actually another one right here too. So I might try to get them both out in this one clip. And there's also one back here. These things are everywhere. So this is more of what I would call like a close-up of how to do this. So pull the grass away and find the edge of the plant. And this is where you're just going to start making like a circle around it. Dig your trowel in all the way around. And I would go decently deep down with your trowel. It's most of the way into the ground, just giving you less of a chance that you're going to cut those roots. It shouldn't matter too much though, because again, these things will survive. I like to say this is one of the things that'll survive the apocalypse. Maybe. Alright, so I got a chunk out, but the hollyhock's still in the ground. So I'm going to go around it again on the back side here. There we go. And if you don't get it out, you just keep going around, digging and digging, until you can get it to loosen itself enough that you can pull it out or dig it out. This one's actually deeper than I thought it would be. Alright. Okay, see? Nice and deep root. This is going to be a good one. I'm going to take the grass off. So we have a good root structure there. I did rip it a little, but it should still survive. I've ripped these before and they've come in just fine. There's another one. And then while we're here, let's go ahead and see if we can't get this one. There's a tiny one right by it. Oh, there's a rock right there. Get that rock out of there. And I always rebury the rocks so that my husband doesn't hit them with a lawnmower, because that irritates him a little bit. So there's this little guy. So we'll take the grass off. And that grass is really closely wrapped around here. Put the root back under, and then put the grass back on top, kind of almost like it's sod. So you put the grass back, but you have your hollyhock out, and it looks almost normal again. So let's do, while we're here and have the time, I don't know how well you guys can see, hopefully decently well, but this is pretty easy. This isn't like the hardest plant to deal with. This is one of the really, really easy ones, which is why if you have these and you want to share them, this is a good way to do it. So again, I'm just making a circle with my trowel. And this ground is pretty damp. We've had quite the rainstorms over the past couple days, and we're finally getting some sun. It's finally above 60. I'm gonna wear t-shirts again instead of hoodies and hats. Kind of nice. This guy. Oh, earthworm. I really try to keep the earthworms in the ground. I don't. So that one, I was able to get the whole root. Let's see. But that's another hollyhock baby for our neighbor. Hopefully you guys saw that and it was up close enough. I'm going to continue digging these up, get him quite a few of these, and then we'll take them over to him so he can have a good day. But yeah, that's our hollyhock propagation. And yeah, you just dig a hole and plant these. That's all you got to do to get them to come up. Dig a hole, stick them in a hole, cover them in dirt. All right, so we've got another one here, much bigger plant, but I'm going to treat it the same way. There's even one here that has been chewed up by the lawnmower, but it's going to live. Like, there's very little you can do, I think, to actually get rid of these guys. I actually don't know what you would have to do. Like, if we wanted to take away these huge hollyhock plants, I'm not sure what we'd have to go through in order to get them out of here. Because we're in Ag Zone 4, Agricultural Zone 4, meaning we get down to -20 in the winter. And these things not only survive that, but end up thriving in those conditions. But here's a pretty good sized hollyhock baby plant. You can see its roots underneath the dirt. I'm gonna break this grass off of here. And yeah, so see, it's pretty easy once you learn what you're doing. And you know, at the end of the day, even if it is a little bit harder and your ground's harder and it's hard to dig these out, at the end of the day, if you're making somebody else happy and you're giving them something that hopefully they can grow and they can get some enjoyment out of, like, that just makes my day. So hopefully he'll love them as much as we do, and hopefully they will grow for him and thrive and become beautiful like ours. Alright, so this will be another close-up just in case you couldn't see the last one. Hopefully this is a little better. This hollyhock right here is the one I'm going to try to get out of here. Again, trowel and dig in, pull up, and work around it like this. Okay, until you can get like a chunk of dirt. No, hopefully you guys can see. It's kind of hard with the grass, but get that out of the way. But once you can do that, then you've got this free little plant that you can pull out, roots and all, little hollyhock, to add over here. So that's pretty much how you do it. It's pretty easy, and again, these things are resilient. Hollyhocks love to grow and they love to propagate, so this is pretty easy to do. Alright, so that's about it. I'm going to finish digging these out and we are going to take these to our neighbor. I already have about 10 plants. I'm going to do maybe 5 or 6 more just along this back fence, because these were last year's that we did this process with, that we dug out and planted here, and they're already doing great. So I'm going to dig out some more of these along this fence, and then we're going to take these to the neighbors. So hopefully you guys figured out how you can easily propagate your hollyhocks and how you can share them with your family and friends if you're a huge lover of plants like me, and hopefully like a lot of other people out there. So thanks for watching. Bye!